So I'm going to show you how to replace a battery on a Nintendo Switch Pro controller if the battery ever dies. Luckily, this is a very easy process. First of all, you don't need any special tools to do the job. And then second of all, you don't need to know how to do things like soldering or anything like that because this is a very easy process. The average consumer can actually do this very easy. First of all, here is the Nintendo Switch Pro controller right in front of me from Nintendo, of course. You're going to need this to do the job. And then second of all, here are the tools because unfortunately you can't just open it up on the back and actually change the battery. You do need some type of tools. So here are the tools to actually do the job. Now one of these are going to be a 00, I do believe, and then the other one's going to be a 000. Now the easiest way to find these tools is to buy like an eyeglass repair kit or buy a cell phone repair kit. If you look for one of those on the internet or around, you can find those very easy, and these are very practical because a lot of different electronics actually use these screwdrivers, and in a lot of cases you may already have some of these laying around your house because I do know for a factor if you ever had to change like a battery on a new 3DS XL, you had to take off the back plate, and it did use one of these if you had to do that job. So you might have one of these laying around, but like I said, they're not specific to the Pro controller. They're just very common. And then to the left of me, I wanted to show you how many screws you do have to take off because unfortunately, like I said again, you do have to take off some screws to actually do this, but don't be scared off by that because it's very simple process. You just literally have to unscrew some screws to get the battery out. Now here's all the screws in total you will need on the left side of me. You can see you have 4, 5, 6, so you have 6 screws in total to do this job, but it's very easy, I'm telling you. The 2 screws on the bottom are gray, and they are going to be for the grips because you have to take off the grips. And then the 4 screws on top of it, which are actually like a silver color or a white color, are actually going to be for the back plate because you have to take the back plate off of the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. So all in all, it is going to be 6 screws. And I am actually glad if you look at the screws here on the left side of the controller, you can see that they are kind of a different color. White or silver for the back plate, and then the 2 black or gray ones are going to be for the grips right there, and that's all you need. Now let's actually get on to the process, and I'm going to show you where to actually unscrew the controller. Of course, I've already unscrewed the controller, so there won't be any unscrewing in this video, but I'll show you where to unscrew. So first off, take your Nintendo Switch Pro controller and then flip it up like this. And then once you flip it up like this, you will see, of course, there are going to be 2 screws for the grips. And just take the screwdriver and start unscrewing it until you get the screws out of the actual grips of the controller. And then all you're going to do is after you get the screws out of the grips, you're just going to pretty much take your hands and just put them down because the grips will just slide out easily, and they are made out of plastic. So just put them off to the side after you unscrew them. Very easy process. And then the next process is after that, what you're going to want to do is with this controller, you can see it is facing up right here with the buttons facing the camera. All you're going to do is flip it to the back, and once you flip the controller all the way to the back, it will be pretty obvious where the screws are. It's kind of hard to see on camera the holes, but you will have a hole right here where my finger is actually moving right there, screw right there, and then there will be another screw alongside right there, and then on the other side there'll be a screw right here, and then another screw right there. Again, you will be able to see them very easy when they're actually inside the controller. And then after you take out the screws right there, the back plate will just easily come off. And the best way I actually found to take off the back plate is very simple. If you have fingernails or something, what you want to do is take off one of the sides. You can see where there's like a little gap in between the sides of the controller. If you can't get it off with the sides of the controller, like the gaps, what you can do is flip it to the bottom, and you can try to use your fingernail there to actually take off the back plate. Let me go ahead and take off the back plate. For me personally, the easiest way I found to take off the back plate of the Pro controller is actually going to be from the side. You just want to take your fingernail, and then boom, it should start lifting up, and there you go. The back plate is actually off of my Pro controller. And then once you take off the back of the Pro controller, there's the battery right there, and the job is essentially done. Let me go ahead and take out the battery so you can actually see what the battery looks like if you ever wanted to replace the battery for your Pro controller. Now the battery is going to be a 3.7 volts at 1300 milliamp, and there it is right there. The model number of this product is going to be CTR0033. Unfortunately, I don't think my camera is actually, for some reason, actually picking up all the information. Again, the model number is CTR 003, 3.7 volts at 1300 milliamp. And this may actually look like a 3DS battery, but I'm kind of saying it's not a 3DS battery. It could be a 3DS battery, but it's definitely not, at least I think, a regular or a new 3DS XL battery. It may be an original 3DS battery, or it could be its own battery, but either way, it is very easy to replace. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.